whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of
Participants in the ceremony, members of the Board of Trustees, and distinguished guests. Welcome to all of you, graduates, friends, family, alumni, and a particularly warm welcome to the members of the class of 1962. Congratulations. Congratulations to our jubilarians on the 50th anniversary of the graduation from Fairleigh Dickinson. Will alumni from the class of 1962 please rise and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. This year also marks the 50th anniversary of the graduation of the first four-year class from the College of Florence. Congratulations. I also want to congratulate those who have already reached their 50th anniversary milestone, the members of the FDU Society. FDU is a national leader in providing educational programs for the U.S. veterans. We want to especially recognize today's 62 graduates who have served as members of the armed forces and who are wearing commemorative red stoles today. Thank you for the service to our country. Please rise and be recognized. And thank you to all the veterans who are in attendance this morning. Thank you very much. I now ask FDU alumnus Brenda Blackman, an award-winning television news anchor and a member of the FDU Board of Trustees, to please come to the podium to introduce our first honoree.
I will ask now Jill Abramson to come forward. You entered Harvard as the university went fully co-ed, becoming one of the first women to reside in Harvard Yard. It would be the first of many firsts in your storied career. You once said that your drive to get to the bottom of the facts, especially when people say the facts are not knowable, inspired you to become a journalist. As a dogged investigative reporter in Washington, D.C., you confronted cabinet members, congressmen, Supreme Court nominees, lobbyists, and lawyers. Your relentless determination even won you a place on Washingtonian magazine's list of women who scare men. When terrorists slammed commercial jets into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, you calmly rallied your staff in the New York Times Washington Bureau to deliver an impressive account of the attack. You even survived being hit by a truck and came back stronger than ever. After serving as the Times' first female Washington bureau chief, you moved home to your native New York to become the paper's first woman managing editor. Today, as executive editor, you are the first woman to run the world's most powerful newspaper. You are considered by many to not just be the world's most powerful woman in the media, but the most powerful media person in the world. You stand poised to lead the Times into the digital future. It is our great privilege to honor you today for your impressive achievements and your leadership at one of the cornerstone institutions of our democracy.
Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, the faculty concurring, I hereby confer upon the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto attached, and cause you to be invested with the hood appropriate to the degree.
I just want to congratulate the great class of 2012 and to urge you to remember that being the first is not always the mark of history, but working to make sure there are seconds, thirds, and people lined up behind your leadership to take their own places, and urge you as part of becoming adults to require yourself to be really well informed, demand quality news that honors your intelligence, that's rigorously reported, elegantly edited, and keep that up as a habit your whole life, and you will know what's going on and be able to weigh the issues of the day. So I know all of you are ready to go out and blaze your trails, become your own first, and I sincerely congratulate all of you.
I ask attorney and FDU Board of Trustees member, Stephen Skippy Weinstein, to please come to the podium to introduce our next honoree.
I ask Zygmunt Ziggy Wilf to come forward. Few metaphors are more powerful than that of Phoenix rising from the ashes. It is an apt description of you and your family's ascent to success in the face of tragedy. During World War II, your Polish grandparents, your father, and two of his siblings were deported from their home to a Siberian labor camp. All but one ultimately escaped its horrors, finding refuge in an American-occupied zone of Germany. There, your father Joseph married Elizabeth Fish, herself a survivor of the ghetto. Your experiences shaped your own worldview and strengthened your resolve to make a difference, professionally and personally. Shortly after graduating from Fairleigh Dickinson University and law school, You joined the family's real estate business. Under your leadership, Garden Homes has become one of the country's most respected firms in retail, commercial, and private residential development. At a time in your life when most people would begin planning for their retirement, you then embark on yet another family endeavor, joining your brother and cousin to acquire a controlling interest in the Minnesota Viking football team. As team chairman, you achieved single name status in the Twin Cities, where you are known by all simply as Ziggy. And with every business success has come a greater sense of giving back to the community. You and your family have established 3 separate foundations that have contributed millions of dollars in support of higher education, human services, and your faith.
It is with special pride that we call forward you today as an honored son. Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, the faculty concurring, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto attached, and cause you to be invested with a hood appropriate to that degree.
Thank you, Board of Trustees. I want to congratulate the class of 2012. It was more than 40 years ago where I stood where you were today and wondered what would drive me through the years ahead. And like you, I saw that the foundation for my life would be the trust that I have with my family. Counting on them, those who are in the audience here for you, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers, those are the ones we will rely upon to drive you forward. And the second most important part of your lives should be following a passion that you love, be it in healthcare, be it in newspaper, media, business, be it in football, be it in sports, be in anything that you find happiness and a desire to be the best at. That combination of family, that combination of passion will drive you through the rest of your life as it did me. When you have those 2 things, life will be great. Look forward to a successful life and make sure that you go through it with the full passion and the support of your family. Thank you very much for this honor. Congratulations, class of 2012.
I ask Peter Woolley, Professor of Political Science and Executive Director of the Public Mind, to please come to the podium to introduce our next honoree.
I in turn ask Mayor Cory A. Booker to come forward. You have been called the best antidote to political cynicism and disenfranchisement at a time when millions of Americans of all races, creeds, and political persuasions are expressing disappointment in their elected leaders and the political system. Your emergence as a national figure has been swift. Now in your second term as mayor of Newark, New Jersey's largest city, you have shown that with determination, intelligence, and deep personal involvement with the people you serve, Change is possible. You eschew politics as we know them and lead by vivid example. You live in the very areas you seek to revitalize and make free from crime. You shoveled snow for an elderly woman who couldn't wait for city trucks to get the job done. You spotted a drug deal taking place and stopped to have an arrest made. And just a month ago, arriving home after a long day at City Hall, you noticed a fire in a neighbor's house and rushed into the burning building to carry a woman to safety before city fire trucks arrived. In a recent address to our own students at Fairleigh Dickinson University, you urged them to be a generation dedicated to justice. We are inspired by your vision for a better future, invigorated by the example you set, proving the difference one person can make. Yours is a legacy to which we must all aspire.
Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, the faculty concurring, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto attached, and cause you to be invested with the hood appropriate to that degree.
All right. Well, thank you very much for this incredible honor. I am pleased to be here and grateful. Standing here in the Meadowlands gets my jersey all aflutter. And seeing a group of incredible graduates who are now in many ways a product of New Jersey and this fine institution gets me even more excited. I have to say you all are lucky because you are surrounded by your family. There were no tickets for this event. I have such an enthusiastic family that for many of my graduations in the past, they almost ruined my political career because of the limited capacity. They counterfeited tickets. I want to just talk with you for a moment about two themes. The first is very obvious. Everyone graduating today is a part of a profound tradition. Those traditions starts with your own families. Individuals that are sitting in these seats and getting their graduation degrees are ones that do not stand on their own. You all each are a part of something deeper and greater and more powerful than you as individuals. I was very fortunate. Every one of my graduations, from my 8th grade graduation right here in New Jersey all the way through, I had family that would come to me to remind me of this important fact, to help me to be grateful and to allow that gratitude to be my gravity, not allowing me to get carried away. In fact, my family loved to tease me on graduation. They would come up to me with the same old jokes I heard from 8th grade until my law school degree, which was, you see, boy, that tassel is worth the hassle. And of course, my grandfather would say, I'm looking at the program here, son, I see you weren't magna cum laude or summa cum laude, you were just thank you, laude, I'm out of here. The truth is that my family would then talk deeply about this tradition. They would say things colorfully like the degree I hold was paid for by the sweat and tears and blood of my ancestors. That I am the physical manifestation of the heroic hope, audacious actions, of leviathans of love, of daring do-gooders who never gave up. My family and your family are not that different in that respect. My father told me time and time again that you need to understand that you are here because people dared to love so hard in their lives that they loved generations yet unborn. That their kindness, that their goodness, and their decency, even though they would never even imagine you would exist, are the reason why you're here today. My father reminds me of that all the time. Born to a single mother, poor in the deep South, he would complain to me when he hears me saying that, because he would go so far as to say, son, I was not poor, I was po, P-O, I couldn't afford the other two letters. My father was brought up by a young woman who could not take care of him. It was people in his town forming what my dad called a conspiracy of love that made sure that he had a roof over his head and food on the table. I don't even know the names of those people, but for their kindness and goodness and mercy, I am here today. But it didn't stop there. I had the privilege of just last year being a commencement speaker at another commencement in a state that's not my own, down in Tennessee. It was for my mom's graduation from Fisk University, and I'll never forget, I was the graduation speaker on our 50th reunion, and again, my gratitude became my gravity, because all she could do was pull me around the night before dinner and introduce me to her classmates, telling me their stories. This is the one that led our student protest. This is the one that led that march. This is the one that went out to register people to vote, even though there were death threats against them. It was almost like she was saying to me, boy, don't you forget, pay attention. This person struggled for you. This person fought for you. This person believed in you even when they didn't even know you would come about. That conspiracy of love continued in my life. When my parents got their first jobs, they weren't hiring blacks when they landed in Washington, D.C., but it was this conspiracy of love, people whose names I don't know, black people and white people who came together to help young graduates get their jobs. My father became the first African-American hired by Sinclair Royal, one of the first African-Americans hired by a department store, and then the two of them went on, my mom and dad, to become two of the first blacks hired by a small tech firm you guys might not have heard of called IBM. And then my parents moved here to New Jersey in the late 60s and found that many neighborhoods would not show homes to black families. And again, that conspiracy of love, people whose names I don't know, black folks and white folks who came together through an organization called the Fair Housing Council to help my parents buy their first home. They went out and my parents would go to a house, find out it was sold, they would come back and they would then send a white test couple out to see if the house indeed was already sold, and usually it was not. And the white couple's name was Mr. and Mrs. Brown, I'm told, but they were not brown, they were white. The Browns found a home that my parents loved. And my parents put a bid on it through the Browns. On the day of the closing, my parents showed up. My father showed up with a lawyer whose name I don't know. And at that moment, the real estate agent stood up and seeing that he was confronted, actually punched the lawyer in the face, sigged the dog on my dad. Now, the size of the dog is up for some dispute. My father says it was Cujo. My mom will whisper to me it was just Toto. But my parents would tell me as a boy growing up, sitting around my dinner table, as I prepared to go on to college myself, they said, boy, don't forget where you come from. All that you are, is a result of other people's struggle. Don't walk around here all high on yourself, walking around here like you hit a triple. You were born on third base. You drank deeply from wells of freedom and liberty and opportunity that you did not dig. You drink deeply from wells of freedom and liberty too, but also you eat lavishly from banquet tables. You sit under the shade of trees that you did not plant. You are here because of a conspiracy of love. You must recognize that tradition. And so I stand here today not only to remind you of this on this day, not only to tell you to take a moment to understand that it was not just your hard work, it was not just your sacrifice, but the sacrifices of so many. To remember, as my parents said, that you owe a debt to all of that. But I also stand here to do something different. As much as today is about remembering from whence we came, I simply want to now go to a contradiction. You see, I love contradictions. I think it is in that moment of contradiction that often we get our greatest lessons. I believe that to create wealth, you must give wealth away and create it for others. To obtain freedom, you have to adopt discipline. To gain tomorrow, you have to sacrifice today. To be secure, you've got to take risks. To get up, you have to lift another. To win, you have to find every lesson in loss. To fly, you've got to fall often. And to change the world, you've got to change yourself. I say this because I simply want to end with just two stories about you, because as much as your tradition is important, I want to turn to the wisdom of two individuals who taught me the importance of focusing on who I am. Two simple stories about two individuals, one a very elderly woman and one a 6-year-old boy. Now, the elderly woman happened to be at the very start of my professional career, and she has, maybe some of you might think, the ignominious distinction, when I was not a trained lawyer, to be the first person I'd ever represented in my life. And I was sent out in New Haven, Connecticut to represent this woman. I remember knocking on her door, and she opened the door, and I remember sort of being struck by her face. Not only was she old and had lines on her face from age, but she also had scars on her face. This humble woman invited me into her home and sat me down, and I was now her lawyer. She was now my client, and she was being evicted, and I was to fight to try to keep her in her homes. But I saw, and you might allow me to change some of the circumstances to respect for the family, but I saw that she was being evicted because she had a 19-year-old nephew that was there to take care of her because she would fall into seizures, thus the scars. And her 19-year-old nephew was caught with drugs. And the housing authority had a rule that if one person in the family is caught with drugs, they evict the whole family. And I thought this was crazy. This woman was just relying on a family member to take care of her. It was not her fault. I left the home and went back to my supervising attorney, all charged up. We are going to fight this case, I told her. I said, we're going to get justice and make it happen. And she looked at me sympathetically and she said, Corey, you need to understand something. That you're a lawyer now. You don't represent your own interests and conceptions of justice. You represent a client. Don't disrespect her. She should make her own decisions for her life. Because if you force her to fight this case and she loses, you will go home devastated, but she won't even have a home to go to at all. You need to call her in, explain her rights, and let her make her own choices. Well, I did just that. I brought her in to our legal center for what was perhaps the longest hour of my life, because all this woman, my elder, who I was taught to respect, all she could do during that hour was cry. She was shaken. She didn't know, and she kept saying over and over, why is this happening to me? I've done nothing wrong. But at the end of that hour, I heard a miracle. And I'm a big believer in miracles. I think we get too caught up in our lives that we often miss God's miracles all around us. And this miracle came in the form of a question. Suddenly this frail woman that looked so weak and broken, she just closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and opened her eyes and looked at me hard. And she said, just answer me one thing. If I fight this case, will it help other people? And I was surprised by the question, and I told her, I said, look, my supervising attorney has told me she's seen many cases like this. We don't have that much of a chance. It's only a 10 or 15% chance. If we fight this case, it most likely will lose, but if we win, yes, it'll set a precedent. And before you knew it, she suddenly closed her eyes and then opened them again, feeling suddenly changed. It looked like a spirit had come over her, a spirit of strength, a spirit of dignity, a regality, and suddenly she slammed her fist on the table, stood up and said, 10 or 15% is enough for me. We will fight this case. And she strode out of that room with a dignity. It was almost like I saw the true self, that she had revealed her character. I remember working for 3 days and 3 nights, doing everything I could to prepare for this case. And then on the 4th day, I get a phone call, and I answer the phone, and here is this supervising attorney of mine saying, "Hey, Corey, I need to tell you something." I said, "Look, I'm busy." She goes, "No, you need to listen and stop." And I stopped and I go, "What's wrong?" And she said to me, she said, "I'm so sorry, but your client had a heart attack and died last night." And I remember not even waiting. I slammed the phone down. I just felt like erupting in rage. I felt like cussing like a sailor, throwing things around my room. And then suddenly I felt a sense of peace come over to me. And I felt a spirit saying to me that you are so arrogant. Here you thought that God had put the great Cory Booker there to help this poor woman, but the truth of the matter is, God had put this great woman there to help you. You see, for me, it was this understanding that it is, at the end of the day, about who you are. Will you be a person in this world that no matter if circumstances are good or bad, will you have the courage to tell your truth? Can you, in the most savage of circumstances, or in the ease and comfort of the day, can you get up and demonstrate to this world that you are a being powered by goodness, by decency, by mercy, by love? This great woman showed me that in all the world, in my opinion, there is only one power that makes a difference. The Hebrews called it chesed, the Greeks called it agape. It's that word that people say is a soft word or a namby-pamby word, but I'm telling you, it is a strong word. It is not a being word, but it is an acting word. It is a word that demands courage, that demands resiliency. It's that word love. And that we must love big every day and love small, because the biggest thing you can do in every single day is a small act of kindness. We must love. And when love fails, you lick your wounds, you wrap them in bandage, and you get up for another day of loving, because you are not called in this world to be successful. This Mother Teresa, when she was asked, how do you define success? She goes, I wasn't called to be successful. I was called to be faithful, faithful, faithful. And that is the test. Will you be faithful to your truth? Will you play small and shrink from the world, or will you be large and let your light live? This has been the gift of Newark, New Jersey to me. Every day I meet people who, whether in challenging circumstance or even riding high on success, demonstrate to me that they have within their heart an indefatigable courage to be loving. My first tenant president in the first high-rise buildings I lived in, I'll never forget what she said to me. She said, boy, the world outside of you is a reflection of what you have inside of you. Don't be negative. That if you want to make a difference in the world, if you want to see hope and opportunity and possibility in the world, manifest it first in your heart. Now, I'll give you one last example of this before I go on to my final point, and that is an example I shared with some FDU students earlier this year, and please don't make fun of me because it reveals my inadequacies. You see, it happened to me when I was flying cross country as a college student. I got on a plane to go from Newark Airport to San Francisco, and I was really excited because I'm a very big guy, and back in those days I was a college football player, and if you will please just close your eyes and imagine me chiseled for a second. Right now I just jiggle, but please see me as chiseled, huge guy, and it was a packed plane, crowded, every seat taken except for my row. The whole row was open. I was so thrilled. I sat down, the door to the plane closed, and I started just rejoicing. I knew that God loved me more than all these people. And I sat there enjoying myself. And before you know it, just when I was starting to sing my songs from church, yes, Jesus loves me, the door to the plane opens and the cabin fills with a cacophonous noise. Screaming. screaming like somebody was being injured. Everybody stopped what they were doing, looked to see what kind of beast would be walking through that door. And in came this woman with a toddler and a baby. Everybody on the plane stopped looking at her and then slowly looked back at me, and I could see they were all thinking, you smug young man, it serves you right. They came back and they said, we're sitting here, and I said, oh my God, here's this woman with this woofer and tweeter in one arm and a nuclear-powered speaker in the other, and they sat down. And this was the test. This wasn't some dramatic moment. The question was, would I surrender to circumstances as they are, or would I take responsibility and change them? You see, the greatest power we have in every moment is to make that choice. We cannot control stimulus, but we can always control response. It's not the world that defines you, it's how you choose to act within it. And so, I took a deep breath, and I said, this is either going to be the worst flight of my life, or I can make it the best. And I decided I was going to make it the best, so I started making all kind of faces at that baby, paralyzing muscles. And then as we started taking off, I played tic-tac-toe and hangman with the family, and before you knew it, this woman who was embarrassed, who was flying with her kids, everybody was looking at her meanly, we were all having fun. I started telling that kid all the best jokes I know appropriate for a 7-year-old. And I got lots of material. Why did Tigger and Eeyore have their heads in the toilet? Because they were looking for poo. We landed, and it was the greatest flight I'd ever had at 19 years old. We exchanged addresses, but we didn't keep in touch. Life's busy, but 15 years later, I get a letter. I'm running for mayor of Newark, New Jersey. It's 2002. And I'm getting my backside kicked royally. It was a street fight on my most discouraging day. I get a letter in the mail from the woman saying, you may not remember me, but I met you 15 years ago on a flight. My family owns a company in Newark. We employ residents. I've told them all about you. And then she said something to me after telling me that that young boy was now a man. He became one of our best campaign volunteers. Then she said something to me that every politician loves to hear. She said, I'd like to make a campaign contribution. This is your gift to the world. You will not know what circumstances hit you. There will be days that you feel broken and that you'll define courage as just getting out of the bed and putting your feet on the floor. Never forget that even in that moment, your greatest power is not in changing circumstances, but choosing the attitude that you will bring into that world that day. And that attitude can change things. It can change you. And that brings me to my final quick story. There is a young man that I met as a college student in an after-school program, or a summer program, where I was just working with this bunch of kids, and at the end of the summer, I had to leave them with a message. It was a graduation, if you will. And I had no original wisdom to share with these kids, so I chose a story from my high school days. I was a football player, and we had a motivational speaker that came in and did this exercise where he said, I want everybody in this room to raise your hands as high as you can. And we were football players. We shot our hands up. We said, yes, sir. And he said, now you got them as high as you can. And we said, yes, sir. And they said, now go 3 inches higher. And we looked at each other, and some guy stepped on his tiptoes, and then we all did, and then he pounced on us with this message. He goes, in life, you can always get 3 inches more. And he said, you can always do better, you can always go more. And we loved it. We were football players. We went, "Rawr," we ran outside and gotten ready to hit things. Something I feel like doing in my job now. And so I got the kids together, and I did this exercise. I said, all right, kids, they're ages 6 to 12. I said, raise your hands. And immediately the kids said that word to me that they said all summer. No, we don't want to do it. They crossed their arms. And I said, oh my God. And then one kid did it. He was the good kid. He was the one that always cooperated. And then everybody jumped on him. Man, put your arms down. You got BO. I don't want to smell that. We just want to go home. And so I did what I've learned is one of the most powerful acts of persuasion in humankind. I reached my hand in my pocket and I pulled out a $5 bill and I decided to bribe them. I can see the headlines tomorrow. Cory Booker tells graduates to bribe people. And all of a sudden, capitalist instinct shot up in the air as I held my $5. I watched smugly as the kids compared themselves, and I was about to pounce on them with the lesson of 3 inches. And then to my left was a 6-year-old boy, the youngest, the shortest, and the cutest of them all. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this kid can't compete. He had his arms crossed, his face was in a pout, he was looking at the kids, he looked so sad and frustrated. And I said, oh my God, I gotta go over them and put my hand on his back and tell him, oh, you can't compete, don't worry about it, it's just an exercise. And as soon as I walk past him, towards him, he turns around and sprints out the door, running as fast as his little legs would carry him. I said, oh, he's running away. And I ran after him, caught him in 3 strides, picked him up. He's wiggling to let go. He said, let me go. And I said, no. I turned him around, he said, let me go. And I said, why? He looked over at the kids still raising their hands and looked back at me. And he said, you said you'd give $5 to the kid who could raise his hand the highest, right? And I said, right. And he said, well, let me go because I know a way to get to the roof. I gave him the $5. And so this is where I conclude. Understand this, graduates of 2012. You are here for a purpose. You did not get here on your own. Standing underneath you, you are on the shoulders, realize that, of true heroes, not the kinds you read about in papers. They're the family that's sitting around you in this great arena. The people that got you here, you don't even know their names. And your biggest obligation to them is to tell your truth to this world, to have courage in your convictions, to be dedicated to the highest ideal, which is living up to your highest ideals. It is not shrinking, not giving this world a carbon copy. You must find your way to the roof. This world needs that kind of leadership. If you find hard days, remember, as the words of Henley says, it matters not how straight the gate or how many punishments of the soul on the scroll. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. You have to work to tell your truth. Remember the words of Douglas, who said in life, you don't get everything you pay for, but you must pay for everything that you get. Find your way to making a change in this world, but remember what King said, change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, it must be carried in on the backs of people that are willing to do it. Find your way, because this world is a democracy that we live in, and it's not a spectator sport. You have to be in the game. Find your way, because you are not built to simply seek comfort and convenience. I would rather have my ship sunk at sea than rot in the harbor. You must go out in the world and find your way. Find your way to your truth. Find your way to your place. Find your way to tell this world why you were born. And when you do find your way, when you stand on that roof, when you have reached the pinnacles of success as you defined it, when the world sees you for who you are, don't just stand there and have everybody look at you in awe. Stand there so that you inspire others to join you as well, that you reach your hand back and lift them up. Because if you in your generation do these things, if you live with this conviction, if you have the courage to shine your light, if you tell your truth in ways small and large, then perhaps you can be the generation that finally proves true to the oath sworn by people coast to coast when they put their hands on their heart and say those 5 words that we are a nation of liberty and justice for all. We are not there yet, but I believe this will be the generation that finds it. God bless you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor Booker, for a very inspirational and entertaining address. My name is Christopher Capuano. I am the University Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Each year, the Student Pinnacle Award is given to an outstanding graduating senior on each campus who has demonstrated academic excellence, who has made significant contributions through public service and outstanding commitment to the university, and whose efforts reflect the unique character of the university. College of Florham Provost Kenneth Green and Metropolitan Campus Provost Joseph Kiernan will present the Pinnacle Awards to this year's winners. But before they do, I am pleased to introduce the Provost of our newest campus in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, Cecil Abrams, who will make brief remarks about the Student Pinnacle Award winner from that campus. Dr. Abrams?
Thank you, Dr. Capuano. FDU Vancouver opened in September 2007, and a group of dedicated and diverse students from many backgrounds and countries began an exciting educational journey. This spring, we celebrated the third graduating class of FDU Vancouver. I have the special honor of announcing the FDU Vancouver Student Pinnacle Award winner, Giuliana Grossi Fiorentino. Please take a moment to read about her wonderful achievements, which are cited in your program. She has been a role model and leader for all FDU Vancouver students. Juliana received the award and spoke at our ceremony in Vancouver on May the 3rd. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today, but 15 members of the graduating class traveled nearly 3,000 miles so that they could share in the university-wide celebration. I ask all the Vancouver graduates in attendance to please rise and be recognized. Thank you.
As Provost of the College of Florham, it gives me great pleasure to announce this year's recipient of the College of Florham Student Pinnacle Award, Jessica Rose Dingman. Please take a moment to read about the achievements of this outstanding student, which is cited in your program. In recognition of her many accomplishments and in admiration of her remarkable talents, Fairleigh Dickinson University is proud to confer upon Jessica Dingman the Student Pinnacle Award.
Thank you, Provost Green. Good morning, faculty, staff, distinguished guests and honorees, friends, family, and most importantly, the Fairleigh Dickinson University Class of 2012. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your lives. As the first person in my family to attend college, I signed that small sheet of paper designating my desire to attend FDU a little over 4 years ago, just as you did the same. Unknowingly, we were about to embark on a path full of friendships, knowledge, and experiences that would shape us into the independent, passionate, and driven young people here today. Those late nights in the library, armed with flashcards, iced coffee, and the ever-distracting Facebook application. Running to class just before it started because I was convinced I could make it to any building on campus in under 10 minutes. Not true. Creating delicious meals from the microwave, Greek week, hot topics, Relay for Life, formals, UN dinners, biology seminars, and homecoming are just some of our many adventures. FDU has really become our home away from home. I remember the time when I felt like I had truly blossomed as an adult here at FDU. It was my junior year, and I had started tutoring at the Ed Support Center. Then I stepped into the middle school classroom for my first time in my third field experience. Since the 5th grade, I have known that I'd always wanted to be a teacher, but I always envisioned myself teaching higher level academic courses in a high school. But then, between working in Black River Middle School as a student teacher with Mrs. Rebecca Keene, taking science education methods with Dr. Miriam Singer, and working with Dr. James Salerno for biology research, I found that I truly belonged in the middle school classroom. I feel most connected with those students and believe I can inspire and motivate them to see all the importance and fun that biology can offer while molding them into educated and responsible citizens. Fairleigh Dickinson has provided me with the foundation I need to connect and succeed in the classroom. I challenge you, class of 2012, to remember the time when you felt like you had bloomed and found your passion. Hold on to that memory and use it as the guiding force to pursue your ambitions. Although today is a monumental day in our lives, do not forget to thank those who have made your accomplishments possible. Remember to thank your supportive family, your friends and fellow club members, or Greek brothers and sisters, the ones who have been there through the brightest of days and the darkest of nights, and your mentors and teachers who have truly made an impact on your quest for knowledge. And now comes the big question. What are you going to do after graduation? While you may not be able to provide an in-depth answer right now, I suggest you answer something like this. What do I plan to do after graduation? I plan to inspire. Just as you have been inspired by the people you have met here at FDU, whether you want to teach, own a business, become a physical therapist, direct films, enter into politics, or even start a family, you too can inspire. Inspire change, positive action, and the thirst for knowledge in order to create the world you want to live in. The former New York City Mayor Edward Koch
at FDU, determined to make the most of this great opportunity. Today we come together, not as the confused and excited freshmen we were 4 years ago, but as the world's newest nurses, chemists, biologists, artists, musicians, just to mention but a few. Today FDU bestows upon us different degrees, which we have worked so hard for. These degrees are tickets to better opportunities. And for this, we will forever be grateful to those who have kindly taken part in our education.
By virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, by them delegated to me, I confer upon these candidates the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertain.
As I call your name, step forward to receive your doctoral hoods from Provost Green Kiernan and the congratulations of University Provost Capuano. Christian Davis. Medina Gabrielle. Keith Gansey. Emily Krowitz. Rebecca Lopresti. Andreas Nicolaitis. Jude Boyd. Philip Boyd. Washerman. Congratulations.
Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon these candidates the degree of Doctor of Psychology with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertain.
As I call your name, step forward to receive your doctorate. Erica Roger. Congratulations. Mr. President, I present to you the names of these candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements for the degree Doctor of Nursing Practice. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend that they be admitted to this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University,
Deli Pogo. Donna Lee Flynn. Maureen Schultz Ellis. Congratulations.
Names of candidates who are master's degrees and bachelor's degrees in the civil and college of business. These candidates have fulfilled all of the requirements for their respective degrees, and on behalf of the faculty, I recommend that they be admitted to these degrees.
Dean Kenneth T. Gerkins, Anthony J. Petroselli College of Continuing Studies.
Will all candidates for degrees in Petroselli College please rise and please remain standing. Mr. President, I present to you the names of the candidates for master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, and associate degrees in the Anthony J. Petroselli College of Continuing Studies. These candidates have fulfilled all of the requirements for their respective degrees. And on behalf of the faculty, I recommend that they be admitted to these degrees.
Recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon the candidates presented the master's, bachelor's, and associate degrees indicated, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Please indicate your new status by transferring your mortarboard tassel from right to left. We welcome you to the company of scholars.
Please be seated. Graduates, in the years ahead, when you think of the influences on your life, you will see the faces and hear the voices of many of your professors. They have sought to reach inside you, to challenge you, maybe even provoke you at times, but all in an effort to help you seize tomorrow's possibilities. They have planted the seeds of inspiration that have only just begun to take root here, but that will continue to grow and nurture you in your professional careers and in your personal lives. Remember the lessons taught to you by your faculty, especially the quest for excellence in all that you do. This is an appropriate moment for you to thank them for the role that they have played in the process of educating you. Will the faculty please stand? In addition, today would not be possible without the support and encouragement of your family and friends. It is your parents, wives and husbands, and children. It is your friends, both those outside the university and within, including FTU's dedicated staff, who are always there to provide sustenance in your quest for education. We thank all of you who have nurtured the potential and perseverance of these exceptional individuals. I ask the parents, spouses, children, relatives, friends, and staff members who have encouraged and helped the graduates to please stand.
Acknowledge your achievements. Our marshals will assist you. As many of you know, especially those who have recently suffered a head cold or a stomach flu, this can be a tough time of year when germs and viruses are easily spread. As we have done in the past, to minimize the risk of spreading anything but goodwill to our graduates and their families, we will refrain from shaking hands. The Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Patrick J. Zenner, and I, along with other trustees and FTU officers, will acknowledge each graduate as you come to the stage. We will have your pictures taken with you. Upon leaving the stage, please return to your seats and remain seated for the conclusion of the ceremony. Metropolitan Campus Provost Joseph J. Kearney and Communication Studies Department Chair Jennifer K. Clare will announce the graduate.
Juanita Madrid.
Ariel A.J. Luna.
Diane Cooper.
Robert Check Jr.
Janice McConnell.
Michael Rios.
Christine Brewer.
Jose Martinez.
Grace Carmel.
Orly Pacheco.
Catherine Carlton.
Jeff Lamboy.
Rosabelle Aldana.
Jason Rivera.
Gloria Nemo.
Jessica Gonzalez.
Nellin Hook.
Noythong Jantorotai.
Maria Rowland.
Stephanie Sloan.
Vandana Rathai,
Mark Seminary.
Anna Mae Tabano,
Prash True.
Sharon Sassin Ventura,
Cha Wen Lee.
Debbie Zachary,
Yu Chun Chang.
Vincy Matthew,
Sweeta Udamlumun.
Diana Grudenfelder,
Danielle Simone Diaz.
Anya R. Elliott,
Denise M. Gordine.
Marjorie Desulmi,
Gauravi Sanji.
Jamie Lynn Bowman,
Inrandil Narasetti.
Artemio David,
Tahani Al-Shiri.
Aksenia Pogan,
Shania Easley.
Charlene Maldonado,
Najira Reeves.
Elena Danyevska,
Louis Caruso Jr.
Lindsay Varghese,
Tatiana DeGrossa.
Waylon Koo,
Christopher Gregory Sopranadi.
Ophir Dedesco,
Liz Rubens Blank.
Maria Teresa Tesoro Kraus,
Barry Benson.
Virginia Saleo,
Michael Chacho.
Kushbu Shah,
Selena Edwards.
Demis T. Jr.,
Alfred C. Kloss III.
Kathleen Vanderpool,
Walid Asiani.
Nicole Moret,
Talal Ayakubi.
Samantha Benet,
Corey Reynolds.
Regina Wilkins,
Zina Safi.
Hema Tambafawala,
Haig Pupalian.
Ann Tithaba,
Mohammed Fahim Yarzai.
Angelo Collado,
Amer Oharji.
Paul Advocatus,
Abdul Akim Arturud.
Ami Dobel,
Zadullah Zayed.
Amanda Barringer,
Sharif Ahmad Wahidi.
Amanda Marie McCobb,
Ferdu Nismati.
Stephanie Kroll,
Abdul Ramahan Al-Ganwari.
June Perlman,
Majid Al-Harbi.
Lynette Wood,
Abhay Soni.
Nina Packy,
Hipal Patel.
Christina Marie Brown,
Manli Piao.
Vashti Mosby Lawrence,
Elisa Jarin.
Wanda Acosta Asmar,
Soraya Gonzalez.
Karen Calliope Georges,
Pumba Alakai Kalubali.
Sherry Monique Baker,
Alice Mungwa.
Jeanette Raftery,
Susan Doris.
Stephanie Pickenich,
Matthew A. Cavallo.
Kristen Kinnear,
Aminatu Ba.
Kristen Graham,
Nikita Bourgeois.
Corinne Brennan,
Jackie Willis.
Seth Dylan Herman,
Heather Annie Liptak.
James H. Brown Jr.,
Joseph Delchop.
Julius W. Clark,
Latanya Belcher.
Giselle Golding,
Joanne Powers.
Mark Brigas,
Daniel Pasquanucci.
Sarah Lepori,
Lang Chia Lin.
Christina Chavez,
Yin Hong Lee.
Joanne Gardner,
Kanjarong Petrachat.
Candace Duckworth,
Rayon John.
Amanda Wodarski,
Angelica Nicole Richardson.
Shannon Weber,
Ursula Harold.
Jamie Redland,
Donald Verdaro.
Alicia Thiessen,
Alexandra Beth Rodriguez.
Andrew Fullerton,
Kenneth Koontz.
Lindsay Myers,
Fred Dykman.
Marcy Schlanger,
Kelly Ann Swittybarger.
Lindsay Parent,
Gary Bonacci.
Emily Penrose,
Todd Housel.
Rebecca Breaker,
Shireen Titus Edwards.
Brianna Zigabo,
Sir.
Eileen Esposito.
Amanda Gray,
Yuying Bao.
Megan Boyle,
Shukrat Mumimnon,
Brianne Thainer,
Jessica Koyong Lee,
Sharon McMillan,
Rashmi Chandraj,
Melanie Saki,
Ivan Mendez,
Christina Reno,
James Abney,
Patricia Donahue,
Pranal Mavada,
Ariel Bernstein,
Joseph Yakino III,
Justin Colhagen,
Eric Gonsalves,
Catherine Surwick,
John Patrick McGinn Jr.,
Maria Hansen,
William D. Walsh,
David Miller,
Carol Weber,
Karen Granato,
Esther G. Doherty,
Elia Velasquez,
Ellie Gui,
Malin Cepeda,
Michael Tranley,
Christina Garcia Malari,
Ursula Baker,
Chloe Malari,
Sanyel Black,
Key Okada,
Alicia Stewart,
Vincenzo Logindis,
Tabitha Mealy,
Tanya Trayton,
Esmeralda Trinidad,
Ling Chen,
Charles Ira Monk,
Zheng Zheng Tao,
Janet Laverne Shaw,
Jeon Zhou,
Michelle Jeanette Smith,
Shani Carroll,
Kyle Buckowitz,
Leanne Cleary,
Gray Bean Agramonte,
Christina Lynn Owens,
Viva Heiliger Hooper,
Naomi Diana Widener,
Felicia Davis,
Atira George,
Marva Burdette,
Lisa Marie Curti,
Lisa Backus,
Elizabeth Shadol,
Elaine Marson,
Michael Bailey,
Denise Suarez,
Kenny O'Boyle,
Rabab Boudier,
Green Grace Baggio Sapan,
Kaman Altias,
Christina Martini,
Cheryl Cameron,
Gina Marie DeCarlos,
Duranji Sharma,
and Yapa Nicholson,
Sudakali,
Ludica Marinas,
Janine Ukart-Wilson,
Stacy Watt,
Marianne Buffetto,
David Morrish,
Jennifer Walken,
Christina Moore,
Jacqueline Murphy,
Kamini Dusko,
Michael Russo,
Delicia Recinos,
Amanda Townsend,
Dania Mata,
Ramon E. Cabrera,
Rosie Larek,
Maureen Dow,
Kimberly Deck,
Karen McCoy Oliver,
Elizabeth Flores,
Lisa Pereira,
Christina Aprusi,
Dora Seifer,
Noreen S. Greenberg,
Khalid Smith,
Jacqueline Corazon Carmen Tasorda,
Jamia Malone,
Akira Produttore,
Michael Zimmer,
Lena Joshi,
John Passlander,
Sujata Alawandakar,
Nicholas Donato,
Shinmay Bagankar,
Anita Tucker,
Rowan Patel,
Diana Roberts,
Pooja Shah,
Mia Brooks,
Naz Ali Mohammed,
Elisa Malone,
Vaishnavi Koiroro,
Carlos Burgess,
Sri Lakshmi Madala,
Lashira Brown,
Deepak Raj,
Elaine Miller,
Kelly Martin,
Anika Jackson,
Tiffany Johnson,
Lupita Valarios,
Courtney Garrison,
Ayasha Roberson,
Bardava Ravi,
Michael T. Carr,
Swatitu Kuramba,
David Legrone,
Aditya Dasari,
Walter L. Miller III,
Abhilash Mandar,
Yaming Ding,
Tamir Iman,
Ran Shao,
James Laterni,
Quan Tien,
Mukund Shah,
Jun Zeng,
Ashish Nilagankar,
Robert Riley,
Ketuban Shah,
Nancy Niles,
Sandeep Sakti,
Walter Blend the Jr.,
Martin Granger Jr.,
Laura Gilcher,
Kevin Bonner,
Michael Vaza,
Pranav Shanora Reddy Missy,
David Rondon,
Vida Gopalami,
Claudia Uribe,
Abdul Salam Sayed,
Jeanette Pasquale,
Samita Surapanina,
Victor Roa,
Anil Reddy Kamtam,
Carolina Paz,
Prathima Pede,
Altariq Patterson,
Yash Gupta,
Jason Mackey,
Jay Jia,
Yasen Wang,
TG Rachel Abraham,
Jungping Huang,
Rui Lee,
John McClellan,
Hui Jun Guo,
Leon Tucker Jr.,
Rishi He,
Yanida Mena Gomez Bello,
Trupti Gopal Sharma,
Hidalgo Molinar,
Lauren Meliti,
Anna Molinar,
Christina Adamski,
Jessica Balseca Cadena,
Manzarate Rosa,
Raul Sepulveda Villanova,
Uzma Awan,
Marco Guerrera,
Phil Nazaro,
Leonard Aberhoff,
Christopher Francois,
Catherine Rodriguez,
Karine Gerges,
Leon Britton,
Senior Dusla,
Lawson T. D. Brown, William M. Jackson,
Franklin Collado,
Jacqueline Thompson Walker,
Alexa Woolley,
Susan Belloc,
Kira Imani Liang, Nadia Rivera,
Michael Renke,
Marvin Allen,
Thomas Engelke,
Sarah Nystrom,
Gloria M. Pierre-Louise,
Mary Naida,
Vanessa Gross,
Molly Dixon,
Soledad Espedes,
Nicholas Skibetta,
Sakima M. James,
Ashling McCosker King,
Napentha Gray,
Kimberly Derricka,
Brian Borgwin,
Natalie Renee Chazon,
Sean Haban,
Adubai Nichili,
Lauren Siciliano,
Chinyeri Nawachku,
Dominic DeGeorge,
Sandra Anukuwagra,
Dino Giorgio,
Tahira Rochelle Williams,
Suresh Nair,
Elaine Sedholm,
Mahid Hader, Leroy Peterson,
Antonetta Gashi,
Rodney Kyle Taylor,
Nicole Iacona,
Robert Baldwin Jr.,
Maureen Omolo,
Gregory T. Washington,
Lara Merrick,
Taisha Washington,
Cindy Valentine,
Germana Kim,
Michael Ellison,
Jennifer Demostine,
JT Sherba,
McCall Roy,
Ryan Preston,
Keith Leffers,
Matthew Holzman,
Lawrence Anderson,
Scott Morrison,
Yvette Ramos,
Antoinette DiFilippi,
Rousey Brazola,
Melissa Tapia,
Damir Small,
Ryan Becker,
Dawn Blue,
Lorena Williams,
Anthony Sarcone,
Samantha Gordon,
Ferrex Erksusi,
Megan Kelly,
Thomas Nieves,
Justine Peter,
Brian Adelson,
Alicia Adler,
Matthew Latour,
Nicole Rivera,
Lauren Ann Ginther,
Eileen Jiggerman,
Melody Fox Pearson,
Dimitro Puya,
Alexia Strong Wolf,
Michelle Stephanie Bruno,
Teresa Ann Dill,
Alexa Monteverde,
Courtney Ann Bishop,
Sarah Davies,
Elizabeth Hilson,
Paul Hormuzis,
David Brown,
George Bermeo,
Dana Cardilla,
Jason Dunlasky,
Kelly Suzanne Thomas,
Dijon Dunya,
Joseph L. Masucci.
Carolina McCann.
April Martinez.
Nicholas Gonski.
Andrew Molatoris.
Yip Korn.
Stephanie Koneski.
Anna Gudzik.
Jillian Oreski Weston.
Aaron Roth.
Amy Constantine.
Danielle Reed.
Wendy Melania Sardas Porras.
Lorna Devasia.
Carolina Rios Guarin.
Mariana Suarez.
Janice Miranda.
Samantha Ann Ashukevitz.
Catherine Mendez.
Angelo Yanis.
Elizabeth Whitener.
Laura Lamina.
Nicole Sayes.
Rashada Harishan.
Ajita Bergman.
Min Lee.
Maureen Shaughnessy.
Marlene Yaquez.
George Tenedios.
Johanna Plummer.
John Voorhees.
Sandy Bawa.
Carlos Soto.
Anna Onchek.
Jinwook Lee.
Alak Shah.
Derek Neil Gagner.
Priscilla Adu.
Joseph Tormey.
Sisi Adu.
Victor Alvarado.
Lester Castor.
Susan De Silva.
Lucille Desamparado.
Jose Jerez Vargas.
Daisy Abigail Mena.
John Paul Wenzel.
Sherry Stephanie Barrientos.
Gary Gensch.
Charlene Ubaldo.
Aida Pazmino.
Jolie Rose Carrillo.
Monica Yepes.
Christine Nazario.
Maria Florian.
Maria Fernandez.
Carlos Solis.
Samantha Purcell.
Crystal Fair.
Rebecca Gillesco.
Valerie Alvarado.
Angelina Sagnolo.
Priscilla Fernanda Jaras Velas.
Ashley Jobman.
Jenna Bongiovanni.
Stephanie Comiello.
Megan Zaccardi.
Heather Morrow.
Jessica Correa Cruz.
Kristen Flynn.
Daniel Kersner.
Bonnie Kennedy.
Katrina Clarice Nesmith.
Kataya McRoy.
Jessica A. Enriquez.
Jessica Orlando.
Maureen Ann Deling.
Vanessa Velez.
Chun Fan.
Christina Orichio.
Elfie Santana.
Monica Seuss.
Jessica Lynn Lovell.
Shamia Shaw.
Janelle Johnson.
Tashina Adamer.
Erin Williams.
Ian Rabinowitz.
Jason Angus.
Christine Burke.
Aret Yeleps. Yesiltepe.
Jane Burrell.
Mariana Campbell.
Arthur Navy.
Jakina Claiborne.
Sheila Dela Cruz.
Candace Daniel.
Virginia Turtova.
James Garrity.
Yun Seo Cho.
Nikara Beneman.
Carlos Santos.
Glendine Carew.
Kalbibi Ibrahim.
Amita Leacock.
Melanie Lerner.
Maxine Bash.
Marsha Russo.
Colin Ferris Langan.
Tiffany Marie Russo.
Ryan Greenan.
Luz Orozco.
Alicia Muff Pillard.
Akinwell Collins.
Marisol Checo.
Arlen Hernandez.
Zachary Bonugli.
Gloria Lazo.
Annabo Drozd.
Talita Paiva.
Jessica Kennedy.
Keisha Perry.
Deborah Long.
Rashima Rani.
Naran Lewis.
Linda David.
Roberto Luzriaga.
Janine Madula.
John Corin.
Kelsey Rodriguez.
Kelly Mims Phillips.
Ayushi Patel.
Ria Rosenberg.
Riza De Los Rios.
Joseph Metallica.
Kelly Alia.
Joshua Sum.
Janine Elson.
Catherine Emery.
Catherine Barra.
Linda Rogers.
Norma A. Mendoza.
Kathy Lynn Bryant.
Michelle Barber.
Susan Welsh.
Winifred Asamoah.
Miriam Pedler.
Shamita El Dundee.
Carlos Orbe Viteri.
Sweetha Maura.
Jasmine Surya.
Prini Balanala.
Jingwei Wang.
Rema Sri Adagapta.
Siha Wang.
Dilesh Kuchura.
Shou Huan Yun.
Kumar Upalapati.
Alicia Taveras.
Sarfa Bindia Mukura.
Marjorie Crump.
Cree Smith.
Charlene Amorales.
Jason Wells.
Marissa Childs.
Jacob Steiner.
Denise Marie Wells.
Jacqueline Foxcreer.
Joseph L. Sorbino.
Samantha Augusto.
Dale Billiard.
Dana Locascio.
Paul Odell.
Lauren DeFeo.
Leonard Marone.
Danielle Lynn Petrie.
Matthew Vogelman.
Brian Carney.
Philip Drangela.
Megan Rose.
Jonah Conway.
Niti Desai.
Axel Sanchez Castillo.
Alicia Mondusier.
Vincent Monte.
Erin Doherty.
Shemuel Yehuda.
Andrea Surya.
Peter Sasparich.
Edwin Naku Inasona Jr.
Biagio Mezza-Salsa.
Clarence William Stone.
Edgar Garcia.
Tina Lee.
Sean Pantaleon.
Dimple Shatalani.
Terrence Bryant.
Jamie Tavares.
Susan Facone.
Melissa Landivar.
Lizette Diaz.
Mariah Laurie.
Scott W. Kowalski.
Go ahead. Erica McKeithen.
Edward Long.
Christine Taylor.
Daniel F. Balunas Jr.
Esther Wallace.
Arlene M. Bonsalzen.
Jenna Kowal.
Eric Bonsalzen.
Jenny Lee Jankowski.
Sasha Berkins.
Laura Beth Parent.
Natalia Chaparyan.
Eldeliza Jerez.
Holman Elaine.
Stephen Kejikov.
Catalina Lopez.
Rebecca Graziano.
Cesar Fuentes.
Nancy Guadalupe Torres.
Thomas Gunnison.
Stephen LaForge.
Carolyn Holloway Lindsay.
Britannia Horvath.
Derek L. Lindsay.
Jacqueline Rachel Rosenberg.
Martha Sabalos.
Naomi Elahu.
Carolina Rivera Quadra.
Johnny Pinell.
Jacqueline Herrera Ferguero.
Andrew Iuzzolino.
Delinia Garcia.
Elise Lisboa.
Lizette Milano.
Tioni Jackson.
Luisa Rosado.
Tarashan Rooms.
Carlos Orozco.
Marco Santanocito.
Zebeida Batista.
Tomika E. Cambridge.
Ingrid Henry.
Aramik Shwala.
Carlos Valencia.
Christopher McCanna.
Natalie Valencia.
Robert Pungello.
Pino Martha.
Gladwin Ben Thomas.
Edna Espino.
Nargiza Peran.
Paula Salazar.
Vince Francia.
Nubia Borda.
Christopher Law.
Santa Paula.
Sangor Kamlugia.
Cheryl Prendergast Rose.
Gerald Allen Jackson Jr.
John Hodges.
Jessica Greenway.
Ibrahim Hyder.
Attila Filipovich.
Marcos Guerrero.
William Piper.
Doris Sulitsny.
Yi Wang.
Irina Catano.
Uzo Odeni.
Carla F. Savage.
Dawn Kelly Coleman.
Lorraine K. Caparuso.
Cheryl Brady,
Asia McMillan,
Juliana Asian,
Jacqueline Teresa Lewis,
Akoshua Boachiyedon,
Quadir Bruce,
Michael B. Mumphrey,
Thomas Mantle,
Laura Danzig,
Reynaldo Baez,
Kimberly Quiros,
Milagros Lopez,
Samantha Ann DeSigli,
Alex Adote Alote,
Caroline Castro,
Antonio Nico Sabos,
Jamie Lee Laurie,
Fatima Aloasha,
Abimbola Aidetola,
Demetrius Camacho,
Jane Louise Smith Joyce,
George Mancuburus,
her boy Marco Emerson,
Hani Kalapatnapu,
Mark Daniel Marcarano,
Weedy Shah,
Amir Aziz Griffin,
Haniben Patel,
Kamal Williams,
Kanan Jaiprashash Patel,
Melissa Northarmsome,
Faisal Azaki,
Heidi Luciana,
Mansour Al-Mansour,
Anthony Vargas,
Courtney Rella,
Jennifer Gomez,
Anna Costa,
Ulatanari Abatimian,
Ian C. Johnson,
Christopher Clerk, Franz Ambrose,
Erin Ritter,
Katya,
Sean Wilson,
Jordan Lee DeGroat,
Roy Campos,
Lindsay Pena,
Sujit Jobin Pali,
Daster Munoz,
Amir Alwardani,
Stephen Friedley,
Alanjan Amsalu,
Cynthia Mullett,
Parth Dale,
Robert Berkman,
Shad Dabra,
Mine Urdu,
Neelam B,
Lisa Stolars,
Priscilla Sarmiento,
Rebecca Willett,
Richard Kosovitz,
Jennifer Masunas,
Kevin Tao,
Donna Marie de Blasi,
Sonia Sharma,
Elizabeth Ashley LaFaro,
Judith Sukovich,
Kristen Lance,
Faith Chris,
Suzelle Marcus,
Natalie Coleman,
Jennifer McClendon,
Priscilla Almonte Mendez,
Maria Chavez,
Lindsay Matheson McDonald,
Nancy Ridge,
Caleb Costa,
Agnese Kukuro,
Justin Markin,
Melanie Allen,
William Darby Johnny,
Jennifer Ann Reed,
Dan Roundtree,
Madeline Morales,
Mohammed Buhia,
Krista Boguski,
Shananda Basepon,
Alana Rachel Cholfond,
Juan Bezares,
Dahiba Reed,
Josh Peron,
Antoinette Rondon,
Evan Alonzo,
Shivani Patel,
Jim Bushabal,
Hayati Naik,
Kristen Cardelaria,
Christy Ann Kiklak,
Joy Felter, Pritesh Thakur,
Saleji Aluru,
Rakesh Panuganda,
Signa Desari,
Daniel Blumenthal,
Timothy O. Auger,
Leslie Margaret Pinto,
Allison Wozniak,
Pamela Bernier,
Sasha Karsich,
Natalie Beeman,
Chaitanya K. Balabaneni,
Susanna Durasova,
Janabi Nelakanti,
Wei Mao Hong,
Sandeep Patekar,
Amir Ibrahim,
Hardeep Ray,
Melissa Mitchell,
Geraldine Brown,
Veronica McGoldrick,
Jonathan Panjwani,
Daria Darius,
Kyler Leiter,
Miriam Ula,
Andrew Mark Katz,
Marjorie Blake,
Adam Ross Marcus,
Rameswara Bobiti,
John Minio,
Usha Pallavaru,
Manal Patel,
Paul Surreal,
Govind Kale.
Juan Valencia,
Meli Minda Ambeda.
Manavakular Kunturo,
Ryan Fandel.
Darvira Veerabanda Shah,
Gregory Casso.
Shankar Kilkarni,
Sabrina Barone.
Kandel Price,
Nicole
Pierre DeBrus,
Marta Matera.
Lidan Ma,
Carly Georgia.
Mark A. Williams,
Sarah Chavette.
Eric Michael Chanowitz,
Lauren Sue Fabrizio.
Jeffrey Andrew Galuzzo,
Nurseda Kukagarka.
Keith Allen Gosman,
Sylvia Mayorga.
Yunkun Zhu,
Jane Kai.
Ziguan Fong,
Georgia Getz.
Mengo Wu,
Nicole Cowan.
Ao Chen,
Colleen Kennedy.
King Wu,
Melissa Krennick.
Dixon Chen,
John Zahuda.
Tao Long,
Brittany Byfield.
Katja Jansis,
Alexander McKay.
Hunhei Kim,
William Sessoms.
Marie Mezeberg,
Antoinette Michelle Miles.
Diana Ruggieri,
Marie Bonfera.
Priti Bemulapala,
Monica Pope.
Lauren Doyle,
Amrita Minhas.
Annette Koscielny,
Samantha Rojas.
Ting Ting Yang,
Justin Moore.
Yanya Du,
Frank Marzillo.
Lindsay Gretner,
Brianna Kilpatrick.
Christina DiGaspero,
Andrew Norton.
Chris Faison,
Melissa DeFranco.
Dale Seabury,
Joseph Jasko.
Minal Shahan,
Edward Vincent Michalak IV.
John McQuan,
David May.
Anthony Palmiotto,
Madalena Piscatelli.
Shilpa Bhatt,
Samantha Bird.
Mitula Kumar, Patton Parr,
Christian Payne.
Kevin Gori,
Spiros Abe Mavropoulos.
Mukesh Prajapati,
Daniel Centrella.
Dinesh V. Vindhani,
Adriana Barapera.
Rajesh Rokai,
Samantha Ruffin.
Nirav Parikh,
Kimberly Wants.
Shintant Kumar Bhatt,
Jennifer Maseo.
Akashi Chokshi,
Aaron Sheehan.
Titiksa Patel,
Kara McKenna.
Davar Rami,
Stephanie Mosios.
Nikunj Barak,
Brittany Seychell.
Sagar Panchal,
Peter Flurick.
Janish Shah,
Danielle Retino.
Bhagat Panchal,
Alicia Naomi Taveras.
Rashani Laliana,
Matthew Sargent.
Matthew William Pena,
Alexander Cherney.
Dijon Run,
Troy Case.
Yasenkau Tan,
Kevin Shuttler.
Yuji Yang,
Lisa Mlinarski.
Xiao Feng,
Sarah Sadowski.
Shenin Sun,
Wendy Marie Ferrero.
Shu Wu,
Alyssa Marie Rial.
Wenzu Liu,
Donald Fisher III.
Shika Chan,
Christina Galasso.
Yatin Chen,
Michelle Janis.
Vanessa Jimenez,
Megan Reeves.
Carissa Monroe,
Melissa Clark.
Catherine Hanson,
Jessica Noel Petrie.
Walia Tinsley,
Julie Titus.
Dawn Camarato,
Christine Richter.
Nidu Doshi,
Maxie Green.
Raul Rathi,
Kimberly Tremblay.
Rima Sharma,
Sandra A. Saad.
Maibab Suri,
Harshdeep Kaur.
Mehtab Singh,
Adrienne Nino.
Kushal Basiwani,
Jamie Lee Wilson.
Lam Yun,
Lindsay Andrews. Tedros.
Rutika Pagari,
Ashley Markovic.
Joseph Raymond Fusco,
Kristen Elizabeth Smith.
Bopan,
Lucinda Fisher.
Tichi Shu,
Robert DiVerona.
George Rodriguez,
Nicholas Goydish.
Anzu Zhang,
William Fleming.
Simeon Peck,
Samantha B. Smith. Caroline Mazuka.
Priya James,
Rachel Santonieri.
Shrutika Bazar,
Joanna Pauline Palarmis.
Saloni Delora,
Caitlin Bonacore.
Hulu,
Diane Marie May.
Daniel,
Jacqueline Marie Wecki.
Aniri Patel,
Ashley Lynn Lee Trabal.
Ryan Henya,
Kelly Ann Hahn.
John Michael Anderson,
Jenna Marie Logan.
Stephen Michael Semino,
Ashley Tufty.
Alex Farnage,
Antoinette Slavin.
Alok Kokarim,
Alexandria Grace Lombardi.
Simba Tom,
Diana Weishoff.
Michael Anello,
Ilana Brooke Jolton.
Catherine Powers,
Maria Grace D'Ambrosio.
Adpeju Ayeni,
Amanda Rind.
Christopher DeGioia,
Marissa Torres.
James Anthony Salerno,
Katrina Garzon.
Liana Jean Pikovich,
Jocelyn Cooper.
Alkesh Trivedi,
Diana Lynn Schreiner.
Alejandrina Alaja,
Ryan Cushman.
Faye Chen,
Ryan Daly.
Kelly Tennis,
Lauren Cass.
Venetia Balani,
Tina Marie Banta.
Mengi Wong,
Megan McAdoo.
Hope Chung,
John J. Berry.
Levin Kuhn,
Michelle De Silva.
Rigi Thaker,
Nicole Giacopelli.
Pavan Imadasetti,
Daniela Anton.
Reshma Darapu,
Natalie D'Annunzio.
Maria Jankowski,
Kirsten Fuchs.
Herman Scheich,
Felicia Napoli.
Sankit Sadowate,
Christine Baldessari.
Prasad Sardesai,
Ashley Seaton.
Matthew Perry,
Jessica Cruz.
Musum Mali,
Jennifer Aileen Melise.
Christopher Leach,
Lena Elaine Cisco.
Altagracia Vasquez,
Craig A. Davis.
Alexis Pardo,
Kristen Ippolito.
Rashida Green Sherman,
Beth Blackman.
Sabrai Ahmed,
Luciana DiMaggio.
Dominic Hemi,
Sandra Caroli.
Samuel Burnley,
Ross Partner.
Andrew Denny,
Matthew Clements.
Irina Dementia,
Leanna Elaine Kelly.
Kirsten Shreve,
Jacqueline Beal Cooper.
Lena Krause,
Kenzie Raquel Locks.
Fatima Lester,
Kimberly Joe Wood.
Eric Joseph Staller,
Karol Krygowski.
Lilia Kotruya,
David Molinaro.
Joseph McRae,
Michael Latito.
Timothy Kroll,
Paul Marino.
Shika Mansare,
Amanda Baccio.
Damar Posla,
Mark Mears.
Shakur Jukes,
Luke Shetlick.
Brandon Deej Clifton,
Jessica McCoy.
Denisha Bird,
Michael Sanders.
Hey Ann Buchanan,
Tien Vo.
Charlotte Zantis,
Janine DiBiase.
Natasha Rose,
Melissa Rose Yar.
Aaron John Madabuya,
Mark Ruvo.
Johnny A. Rodriguez, Purcell,
Mary Sakis,
Joshua Melkor,
Kristen Ann Lettenberger,
Aman Prashad,
Jennifer Figueroa,
Michelle Leopoldovich,
Christine Marie Usolino,
Paige Papianoni,
Jessica Dingman,
Iguana K. Hayes,
Thomas Robert Graciano,
Megan Lentine,
Samantha Eichel,
Megan O'Donnell,
Michelle Tonga,
Mary Didia,
Ariel Biondo,
Stephen DeLuca,
Martha Mahadi,
Ryan Newkirk,
Shrey Marshall,
Megan Golobuski,
Nicholas Schreiber,
Nicholas Olivetti,
John DeCourcy,
Charles Hasso,
Robert Laddick,
Justin Stewart,
Charlotta Yurchik,
Stephen Zander,
Christina Ramashin,
Victoria Maricani,
Alexander Tess,
Deborah Mendoza,
Robert Thomas Radushko,
Vladimir Vital,
Anna Kaczynski,
Anita Erica Reddy,
Fabio Gonsalves,
Darnell O'Tillich,
Michael Pecci,
Milos Sapakowski,
Amanda Marie Barron,
Michael Dorso,
Victoria Francavilla,
Matt Corselli,
Cara Pedretti,
Marcus Hedgeman,
Alyssa Ann Jane,
Christopher Neal,
Amy Teeter,
Matthew L. Gaspin,
Alini Suarez,
Jennifer Liddell,
Michael Montagnon,
Olga Alexandra Friedman,
Lauren Renee Elgin,
Nicole Archer,
William Norton,
Michael C. Musto II,
Sarah Monica Gaona,
Devon Kirkland,
Danielle Dombro, Melanie Dombro,
Michael Winters,
Brittany Brickner,
Kenneth Damon Brunchio,
Robert Laporta,
Steve Holberson,
Fred Jared Luchetti,
Ryan W. Dixon Mara,
John F. Keeper IV,
Gilbert Olini,
Rebecca Singleton Bowltree,
Stephen Cancelieri,
Emily Singley,
John Anthony Ross,
Caroline Nelia,
Jonathan O'Boyle,
Lauren Cannonberg,
Casey Ryan Nugent,
Deanna Phillips,
Brittany Leah Ravisheva,
Jacqueline Lang,
Jenna Campfield,
Janae
Kimberly Campfield,
Ginger DeBoard,
Lauren Albrecht,
Natasha Atunes,
Anthony Daniel Sansone,
Sarah Helwig,
Travis Holm,
Michael Carr,
Christopher Waddy,
Jacob Wozniak,
George Andrew Savides,
Arthur Wilton,
Stephen Seniera,
Amanda Hager,
Alex Salzberg,
Connor Stalvey,
Robert Patrick Smith,
Nicholas Greenfield,
Joseph Raphael Misali,
Timothy Goodell,
Glenn Cox,
Kiefer Nunez,
Joe Pligo,
Adam Burrows,
Evan Hernandez,
Elizabeth Lee Thompson,
Colin Burns,
Christine M. Linden,
Nicholas Sharrett,
Thomas O'Grady,
Justin Brinkerhoff,
Michelle Perkowski,
Jesse Aaron Ludwowskowski,
Carlin Canfield,
Ryan Wegman,
Noah Bronstein,
Timothy Chapkowski,
Josh Fossbenner,
Vitaly Kopman,
Elaine Neftelberg,
Kylie Marie Corrigan Bennett,
Eric Hagedorn,
Heather Belichian,
Jacqueline Oakes,
Daniela Bulinka,
Catherine Reed,
Jacqueline Michelle Frisati,
Megan Byers,
Lou Sankaria,
Angelina Toro,
Nazish Hamadani,
Anasa Tulloch,
Bianca Pacheco,
Lauren Connolly,
Adam Kuntz,
Tunza Paul,
Brian Goodwine,
Allison Gazdick,
Mario Katseris,
Cassandra Mara,
Roberto Capaluti,
Rebecca Summers,
Noel Johnson,
Samantha Lee Lasky,
Andrea Moreno,
Courtney Nunbergus,
Laura Rios,
Danielle Popelski,
Rip Yarpooch,
Anastasia Sazeski,
Adrian Korn,
Helena Davis,
Tiara Jacobs,
Selena Wynn,
Paul Camargo,
Kenneth Rivera,
Nicola Epple,
Christopher Lawson,
Miguel Gajo,
Jacob Zajic,
Andrew Gambier,
Alejandro Perez,
Gabriel Morales,
Robert Brown,
Terry Stivali,
Ed Borsovich,
Robert A. Bailey,
Kevin Williams,
Nicholas Petrillo,
Carissa Red,
Michael Andrew George,
Emmanuel Anya Otabella,
Timothy Soderbreen,
Maureen Robinson,
Alex Leba,
Kehira Davis,
Ian Young,
Jose Gonzalez Torres,
Freddie Nelson Sanchez,
Nelson Cardenas,
Jacqueline Bennett,
Rosio Martinez,
Ashley Lynn Santos, Jacqueline Figarelli,
Martha Solis,
Gabrielle R. Carpenter,
Magdalena Ocampo,
Michelle Jacqueline Canizaro,
Olga Muriel,
Katie Ford,
Nufir Gabrabasi,
Matthew Sirota,
Patricio Romero,
Romeo Nombisi,
Karen K. Hoyos,
John Morizero,
Roxana Rosero,
Matthew Popla,
Esteban Diaz,
Edith Rosado,
Anna Bonilla,
Julia Plantel,
Elizabeth Mangles,
Pete Downey,
Gladys Rodriguez,
Miss Sue Vanessa Tamo,
Yendrik Villamar,
Laura Ashley Rowland,
Cindy Jane Saza,
Mirel Mariano,
Gabriel Torres,
Nicole Vargas,
Maiva Reyes,
Natalia Michelle Alarcon,
Kayla Ciano,
Lady Paez,
Eliana Borges,
Jillian DiMaggio,
Tatiana Romeo,
Cassandra Gomez,
Betty Golbis,
Natalia Hernandez,
Jose Garay Mendoza,
Catalina Miguel,
Fernando Rivera,
Julia Roldan,
Carlos Yamoza,
Victor Lopez,
Sayed M. Sabir Ibrahim,
George Vazquez Jr.,
Nuri Tejada,
Renee Rittmeyer,
Silvana Restrepo Rodriguez,
Ji-Yoon Lee,
John J. Merrick,
Shan Young Im,
Edgar Usman,
Dennis Marcassani,
Foxmera Alves,
Jae-Young Shin,
Carla Riasco Asaza,
Ruvimbo Wendy Mapuka,
George Yanez,
Abdurrahman Khalifa,
Jefferson Henriquez,
Ted Wing So,
Giovanni Ramos,
Sung Young,
Francia Gonzalez,
Matthew Grolman,
Martha Aguilera,
David Allison,
Paola Callas,
Irvin Canny,
Diana Restrepo,
Terrence Lee,
Felix Ramirez,
James Lee,
Melena Karina Yaqui,
Hong Shei Zi,
Reina Flores,
Rocky Shu,
Juan Pablo Laverde,
Nicholas Swede,
Santiago F. Linez,
Ronald Petrona,
Catherine Hincapi Jimenez,
David Colas,
Ilda Adela Quinona Sescavilla,
Christopher Scott,
Yoder C. Miramendi,
Felix Melendez,
Normandy Villa,
Joseph Porzio,
Annie Mercedes,
Aaron Aguiar,
Esther Castillo,
Michael Mento,
Nydia Chinchilla,
Isaac Al Husseini,
Catalina Correa,
Stephen M. Roberts.
Armando Bustamante.
Emily Rose Gary.
Rachel Novi.
Angela Kim.
Kylie Johnson.
Oscar Umanga.
Liza. Morgan Sapia.
Jennifer Cruz Carolanda.
Liza. Stephanie Vischer.
Tiara Sufina Aslan.
Glenn Betancourt.
Nicole Atasio.
Lazaro Perez.
Stephanie McLeish.
Anthony Payan.
Breon Smith.
Rashana Bell Ubiera.
Barbara Almeida.
Mariana Mezquita.
Kelsey Sembler.
Francesca Ellsworth.
Sarah Wiley.
Ashley Ellsworth.
Alajane Primiano.
Ana Maria Rivero.
Warren Hamilton.
Jo Marie Garcia.
Caitlin Braddock.
Veronica Marie Escudero.
Amy Longo.
Raquel Rosario Aranda.
Shunt Ohanesi.
Fabiana Cachaguera.
Jessica Elizabeth Emerson.
Nicole Federico.
Yelda Turan.
Stephanie Garcia.
Holly Marie Salvamini.
Hector Nakish.
Elisa Covino.
Robert Michael Rios.
Stephanie Austin.
Jillian Gonzalez.
Amy Flanagan.
Winja Zhu.
Stephanie Tanzi.
Carmen Sanchez.
Lauren Rich.
Sohyang Park.
Maureen O'Connor.
Iyong Song.
Peter Todd.
Luke Higuchi.
Swati Lathotsuri.
Renata Zajac.
Sally Lakshmi. Olutulo Manjuna.
Hilo Flores.
Kalyani Navagotu.
Clarence Hilliard.
Harit Marakandi.
Christopher Fergrasso.
Andrew Gonzalez.
Pratik Patel.
Jules Leon Kishi.
Krishna Patel.
Ali Liabu.
Ashish Ramani.
John Sika.
Sanjay Ramani.
Sarin Patel.
Madhabiben Bhatt.
Roland Pekilia.
Janalben Patel.
Sean McMahon.
Johnny Janvier.
Humphrey Larry Vincenti.
Christian Orjuela.
Mehan Torres.
Karina Arvalo Cruz.
Bilal Shah.
Yeah, let's go! Dana Henderson.
Noman Shah. Alexander Kenny. Denise Scott.
Tiawanda Hamilton. Danielle Renee Williams.
Jenny Henriquez.
Cherise Letitia Harris Johnson.
Stephen Flannery.
Edgar C. Houston III.
Amber J. Osborne.
So what? You didn't see these pictures?
Vincent Constantine.
I took pictures of the back.
Stephanie Carroll.
Morgan Hunt.
Joanne Talabolgia.
Amanda Sotelo.
Samantha Beatty.
Kimberly Collinson.
Laura Brettini DiPietro.
Angela Diamantopoulos.
Nicole Ferrante.
Annie Thomas.
Karen Quigley.
Carly Schacht.
Catherine Moffat.
Melissa McMahon.
Safira Stewart.
Amanda Van Dillowin.
Jessica Ray Cola.
Megan Brissett.
Rachel Ward.
Kristen Eckert.
Yannick Dingle.
Steve Gallagher.
Samantha Colner. Leslie Castaneda.
Miguel A. Alcantara.
Erica Donato.
Lais Marrero.
Lorena Cavisis.
Tracy Descent.
Catherine Kutusaritis.
Juliana Canela de la Cruz.
Chile Off.
Cesar Maldonado.
Colette Glass, Malvina Del Vecchio, Lisa Cantelli, Deborah Leah Palumbo, Ariana Nixon, Julia Lynn Baker, Katrina Salmon, Janelle Kristen Angeron, Danielle Joy Haskell, Adam Girolamo, Suelvi Beitublo, Sarah Elmajil, Johanna Akaron, Annie Kazarjan, Keith Cribbins, Bruce Massa, Anida Garo, Carolyn Russ, Timothy Bailey Jr., Wilmari Andujar, LaShawn Marnies Netterville, Ida Stewart, Austin Busan, Catherine Gutierrez, and Desi Dominic Fioravanti.
My name is John Karstad. As President of the Alumni Association Board of Governors, I am honored to welcome you to the ranks of more than 115,000 alumni of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Those who have risen to great challenges and excelled in their chosen pursuits. Whether they be a president's speechwriter, the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, the founder of the Tampa Bay Rays, the owner of the Minnesota Vikings, a cosmonaut, or many other inspiring individuals who have come before you. As you go forward and make your mark in this world, please remember that the Alumni Association is here to support and to serve you. The connections you have made with our university do not end on graduation day. They continue long beyond, and I invite you, I encourage you, to maintain those connections by attending events, becoming involved, and supporting the next generation of FDU students. The lessons we have learned at FDU remain with us. Our gratitude for all the university has given us never fades, and our strong commitment to its future and its progress should remain strong. Thank you, and best wishes for great success.
Mr. President, words of wisdom and inspiration have been heard, and the class of 2012 now approaches its final moments together. I ask everyone to rise and join Stephanie St. Clair Budelman in the singing of our alma mater. Following the alma mater, we continue the tradition established by our founder, Dr. Peter Sammartino, to help reflect on those bonds deeply forged at Fairleigh Dickinson and the memories that we will carry in our hearts for a lifetime. We will sing the time-honored Auld Lang Syne. The words to both are on page 9 of your program. Please remain standing for the benediction.
Praise to thee, O alma mater, faithfully we sing. Hear our joyful voices ringing, Fairleigh, Dickinson. Campus halls that oft recall us, memories will bring. Campus lights will ever guide us when the day is done. Alma mater we will cherish each day of the year. We were privileged to spend here, though our parting nears. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of Auld Lang Syne? For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne.
The Lord will keep you. You're going out and you're coming in from this time on and forevermore. Psalm 121, verse 8. Graduates, faculty, parents, friends, you are standing at the threshold after years of hard work, learning, growing, and maturing. The door is now wide open. You are about to step out into a new chapter of life. May God be with you. May God guide you on your path. Bless you with confidence and wisdom. Give your heart to love, a mind to discern, and a spirit to trust. And may God protect you from all harm, so that you may be a blessing to this world. We ask this in the name of the one God who is known to us in many different ways and by many different names, and who Christians have come to know through Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
I don't know about any of you, but being up here should make a rabbi pretty hungry. Hungry for food, yes. What I'm really referring to is a different kind of hunger. I can feel my stomach rumbling at its deepest level, and it reminds me that there are certain kinds of hunger that cannot be satisfied with food alone. And that is precisely what I hope is the lingering feeling to all you graduates today. I want you today to leave hungry, hungrier than you've ever been, hungry for truth, hungry to acquire more tools in your toolbox of knowledge. Hungry for confidence that's clothed in humility. Hungry for resilience in the face of cynicism. Hungry for a better attitude towards difficult people and challenging situations. Hungry to say with conviction that you are doing what you can to make this world a little better than when you found it. Hungry for justice. Hungry to love the stranger. Insatiable hunger to end hunger in the world. Contagious hunger, contagiously hungry to solve the climate crisis. Ravenously hungry for non-violent solutions in places where violence has been the answer for too long. Determinedly hungry to be able to tell your grandchildren and their generation that we stared at the face of some of history's most significant challenges and we did not back down. And hungry to act in the place of love more than we ever thought possible. May this day, May 15th, 2012, be a day you remember, a day when your spirit was ignited, a day when possibility was born, a day when the hunger of your bellies was transformed into an insatiable hunger for something bigger, bigger than you, bigger than me. May this be the day that the Lord made joyous and true happiness prevail. Amen.
In the name of God, the most merciful and most beneficent. 2012 for you is a year of joy and contemplation. As God reminded us in the first verse that was revealed, to read about the people outside of your silo, outside of yourself. And be reading to be grateful for the trust bestowed upon you. Be grateful to your teachers, your friends and loved ones, and special gratitude to your parents, and be most grateful at all times. Humble yourselves to the tasks ahead. Remember that we all got here through giant steps of others, and remember to have a legacy of service for all mankind, as we are all, as you have seen, one big family. Make a difference like the great giants of history, Abraham, Moses, Jesus the Messiah, and his lovely mother, the Virgin Mary, and Muhammad the Prophet. That they achieved the great legacy by serving humanity. May God on this blessed day bestow his kindness, mercy, wisdom, and love upon us all. Ameen.
Please be seated. On this day, the 15th of May in the year 2012, Fairleigh Dickinson University has officially conferred degrees on these graduates. Go forward with courage and grace, fortitude or servitude, carrying with you the traditions, strengths, and dreams of this institution. On behalf of the trustees and the faculty, I declare the 69th annual commencement exercises of Fairleigh Dickinson University are now concluded. A warm congratulations to each of you.